to Cosmetic Chaos. Today we are going to go over my favorites of January 2019. I don't know if I actually did a favorites for December specifically. I don't think I did. But in 2019 I've decided to like leave trying all the new things back in 2018. So I'm hoping that I can rediscover some favorites in my current collection as well as bring some light to maybe your own collections as well. I know a lot of people are being more cost conscious, purchase conscious. Lots of people are on no buys, low buys. As I've said before, I'm not on any of those things. I'm only gonna buy what I really want or what I really need. So some of these things have come into my collection because I bought them with gift cards at the end of Christmas, or they are things I have already had and just hadn't really been trying, or they were actually gifts that I had gotten for Christmas, etc, etc, etc. So the first thing I actually want to start with is my Dyson blow dryer. It came with the little holder thing in a sweet gift set, I guess it's called. And my blow dryer is on the floor, my old one. It's fallen apart, and I had an old Nano 15X or i5X. Both are very expensive. This one is kind of innovative. You can see right through it. It's my favorite thing about it is it doesn't have that like screech when it's on. It just kind of sounds like blowing air, but it's super powerful and super warm. So I really like it. I like that it comes with all the nozzles. I'm looking forward to actually trying to diffuse my hair and see how that goes. My hair is curly naturally, but I never wear it naturally curly. I feel like it's too hard to control, and I don't typically like how it looks when I don't either blow dry it straight and then do something with it, or just wear it straight or in a ponytail. I'm not a hair person, to be honest with you, so I really only invest in like a really good blow dryer, and that's it. I don't put a lot of product in my hair, if any at all. Moving into makeup, and I'm going to start with some base products. My friend from work had bought this Fenty primer. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, and really didn't like it. It's not agreeing with her skin, so her and I did a swap. She gave me this, and I gave her my Velvetizer from Urban Decay, which I was neither partial to or impartial to. I didn't really have any feelings towards it, and I thought it would work for her, so we swapped out our products. I'm really liking this. It's actually making me like foundations that I didn't like before. I had put the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Tarte Shape Tape Matte Foundation as well as the Dewy Foundation in my worst products of 2018, but using them with the Pro Filter from Fenty is actually making me like them. Sometimes with products, especially with foundations and like skincare, anything like that, your primer or other products you work with it can really affect how you feel about it. So always try your foundations when you're trying them out for the first time with multiple different primers. And I in truth, like in absolute truth, I had tried this with 4 or 5 different primers and still didn't like it, but this really made a difference, and I have no idea what made me pull these back out with this, but I'm really glad I did because it really helped. If you have oily skin, I don't recommend this. If you have really dry skin, which in the winter I do, in the summer I'm more combination. Not for oily skin, definitely for people who are a little bit on the dry side. There is no color to this, and it just has like a really nice smooth finish. It's very moisturizing. I wouldn't exactly call it pore filling in any way, but it gives a nice kind of sheen and really moisturizes the skin. See how it just gives that little extra something? I'm not typically one for moisturizing primers. I do prefer pore filling primers, but that one has really caught my fancy lately, so thank you so much, Amanda, for letting me try that out. While we are still on face products and complexion products, I did pick up this Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I bought this with one of my gift cards from Christmas, and I wasn't really expecting much from it. I'm not real big on concealers, so I was surprised when I was going towards it. I bought the shade Natural Beige. I just wanted to try it for spot concealing, so that's what I bought it for and why I bought it in this shade. But I have found myself really using this on like no makeup days. So it just really evens out the skin and really, it covers really well. I know that some people aren't loving it, but a lot of people really are. I'm just gonna show the difference in my hands, and my veins are essentially gone. So when I want to wear no full face of makeup and I just want to wear this, I dot this like maybe 1, 2, 3, 2 on my cheeks, 1 on my chin and 1 on my nose. I blend it in and basically wear it as foundation. Throw some powder on and I have less product on my face, but about the same amount of coverage. I'm not sure I would buy it in a lighter color for underneath my eyes. I almost feel like it would be too heavy. So definitely give it a try. I really like it and I will definitely repurchase this. Another complexion product we have is the Covergirl Vitalist Elixir. This is something I've had for a while and I've actually used it to about here. I stopped using it for a while in the summer because I found it was too drying on my skin. And I know Raw Christy Beauty uses hers in the summer and then switches off of it in the winter. I'm kind of the opposite. It is really working for me, especially with that Fenty primer, and I actually only started reaching it for again because she had mentioned it and I was like, oh shit, I definitely have that, I should pull it out. And this is what I've been wearing a lot this month, not on camera because the coverage doesn't translate as well as I would like on camera, but definitely in the day-to-day and wearing this to work for sure. For those interested, I have this in the shade Buff Beige. So a lot of people are probably going to be surprised by this next product. My mother bought this for me for Christmas. It was on my wish list because I wanted to try it out, and I know that a lot of people have decluttered it and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm actually wearing it as a blush today. And it's the Sweetie Pie Radiant Matte Bronzer infused with peach and sweet fig cream. So I don't know why this works for me as a blush because only the blush is in the little squares and it's not the most active part of this product. But when I swirl my brush around in this and put it on my cheeks and put it like just along my hairline, it gives me a look I never really had before. I don't wear bronzer along my hairline very often. It's something I'm trying to get into, and I'm trying to change up my makeup game in general lately. Like today I tried to cut crease, it didn't work out. It's something I'm not that good at, as well as some editorial liner underneath, which looks okay, but I did kind of screw it up in one spot. I also put a ton of mascara on my bottom lashes. So in trying to do my makeup in a different way and trying out some new techniques, I actually discovered I really like this. It was one of those products where I bought because I heard a lot of people hate it, and that really drives me to want to try stuff sometimes. But I'm wearing this on my cheeks today, as well as this Bareminerals Blush, and pairing them together gives me this perfect flush that I really, really love. And it just looks like you're kind of glowing and lit from within. And since I've already mentioned this, I would like to talk about this Bareminerals Blush. So this is the Ready Blush in the Whisper. I was sent this in a giveaway. I actually won a giveaway, which has never happened to me before. Actually, that's a lie. It has happened twice. This, I can't even remember who the vlogger was that I won the giveaway for. That makes me feel really bad. I'm so, so sorry. But this, when I got it, went into my drawer and I never touched it because it seemed so light. But I love the flush it gives me. It's almost a blush and it's almost a blush topper. See how it just kind of like warms up the skin instead of like being like, oh, you're definitely wearing blush. It's like, no, you just look flushed from within. So I'm trying that out a lot and I have been really liking it. I feel like it goes over product very well. So this is over the Fenty primer as well as the Born This Way concealer, and it just gives like such a natural glow and flush, and I just really like it. And you almost don't even have to wear highlighter with it. I have a highlighter on today over this as well, which is the M-Resi one, but even without it, it still gives this perfect natural highlighted flush. Okay, so obviously we are going to get into what everybody's really here for, and that is the palettes. I only have two that I was really, really loving, and I have one honorable mention that I want to talk about and I have spoken about before on my channel. The first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry, and I'm going to just dump out the brush so it doesn't fall and kill us all. So that is this palette here. I didn't think I was going to be as in love with it as I am. I picked this up at the end of 2018 when I had a few gift cards from Christmas, and I'm just surprised at how much I'm put it on, and I'm like, oh. So I'm using the shade Cyborg today. That is the silver on my eyes. I also have one of the BH highlights to add a little bit more oomph and to cut in the crease a little bit more, because I found that this was transferring to my top lid, but I should have used glitter glue. It was my own fault. but I feel like every time I go to do a look with this, it ends up turning out amazingly. I have absolutely no complaints. Between this, the Norvina, the Soft Glam, and if you know me, you would think I would lean more towards the Norvina palette, but I actually don't. If I had to choose between the three, I would definitely say this one. I also think I like it because it's so unique to my collection, which is strange because it is really just a neutral palette, but there's just something about it where this isn't existing in this formula, in this layout, in this curation anywhere else in my collection. If I was to do looks that I would get out of this sultry palette, I would need to pull from multiple different palettes. I couldn't just throw this in a bag and go. I would have to come up with a whole bunch of other stuff to take with me, and it's just effortless. Like, everything blends together really well. So this next palette is really difficult for me to talk about, and only because I know that people are gonna have different feelings than I do about it, which is fine, especially with what happened. So a friend of my mom's brought me the Blushing Berries from Dose of Colors. She lives in the States, so she stopped at Ulta and brought it for me because they're not easy for us to get a hold of. But I had it open and I had lifted it up and the black actually fell out. So I'm disappointed that there was shoddy workmanship in packaging and making sure that the product actually stayed in the palette. I don't need another black, so I don't really care. I have a million blacks and a million different palettes, and truthfully, I wouldn't have used it in this, but this is my most used palette of 2019 by a lot. And I got this from her around January 10th or 11th. I have used it the most of anything else. I have used it on my channel the most out of anything else. I love the packaging. I love the shades. I love, love, love how it turns out. When I was younger, I'm going to leave it as vague and say younger, I used to use the shade Mac Bravado on my eyes every single day. This is in the time when I was wearing like blue eye contacts every day, and then it was like maroon eyeshadow, and this really reminds me of that, but like in a more mature way, and it gives me the same kind of look, the same kind of vibe, and I really loved that, and I'm starting to really love it again, and I'm excited that this came in my life. This makes me want to buy all of those Dose of Color palettes, which I probably will because I'm heading back to New York in April. Another palette I want to mention is the It Cosmetics Beauty Book. I had put this as sort of an honorable mention in my 2018 favorites because I had just got it. I didn't feel comfortable really speaking on it, but I have been using the face products like crazy. I could probably do without the shadows, to be honest with you. They don't really do too much for me, but the face products, I would love to just cut this off and live solely with this. I am almost hitting pan on the Pores No More powder, the Bye Bye Pores bronzer, and the It Girl blush. I love that this is an ombre, so you can get like a lighter look or a darker look, something more dramatic. I've been really, really loving this. If you are a person that doesn't like a lot of effort in your makeup and doesn't like to have a ton of makeup, this is a wonderful, wonderful palette for you. Emily Noel did like a full try on of all of it and made multiple looks. So if you're interested and you want more information on this, definitely check out her video. She did a wonderful job of breaking it down for us. There's 3 concealers in different colors at the top. There's a highlighter down here and the 3 lip colors on here as well. It does come with the shadows and a like 2 liners and a brow powder. This really will do everything. So if you are a traveler, if you are a gym goer, if you are a lazy makeup person, this is a great, great, great option. Last but not least, and a product that I have definitely had on my channel before, is the Huda Beauty New Nudes. I am only using this as an honorable mention and not an actual favorite because I have had a few challenges with it. This is what it looks like. This actually was chosen in my Palette Bingo remix by you guys. So I have done some looks with it. I used it in my Q&A that I just posted earlier this week. I feel the same way about this that I do about my Blushing Berries. I really, really love it, but it's almost like this comes with stipulations, like it's not gonna work every time I use it, or it's not going to work out every time I use it. So it's kind of a difficult thing to make a judgment call. I can't quite put my finger on why I'm not totally in love with it, but I do find myself reaching for it constantly, and that is something that to me shows that it's a favorite. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed these favorites of January 2019. Let me know in the comments how you feel about these products and if you've tried them out. I do want to say thank you so much for everybody who has joined me over the last month or so. I'm really happy that you're here. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe before you go if you're interested in hanging out with us. And again, I thank you so much for watching.